Welcome. This is a presentation on Assignment 2 Technology Plan for the development of a technology plan at Tyler Elementary in Washington, D.C. Public School System. My name is Stephen Reichlin, and this is for Catholic University Class LSC 731, Media Integration. Okay, so let's get started. Overview. Technology plan should be a practical guide for staff at Tyler. I believe this plan is a draft for something that we will use at Tyler, and so I've used my current school for this assignment, and I've tried to think of how this plan would be useful for both the staff and students at my school. So I've aligned it to ISTE, AASL, and DCPS technology standards, which we will see in this presentation. We've also linked to other existing DCPS resources, and then I've outlined a clear mission, vision, policies, procedures, and opportunities for feedback for future development. So it is presented as a Google Doc, so that I see this as a living document that will change, and encouraging that it would also be a document that is collaborated once it is presented to administration at Tyler. So this document is likely to change. And then this little disclaimer here at the bottom is telling you that you would actually, to use this document, you need to be a staff member in DCPS, because the links will not work. And I have given the two places that you will need to log in to make the links in this presentation and in the technology plan work. Okay, so moving on, mission and vision. These are the two main missions for the library program at Tyler. The Ed Tech mission, which I'm going to talk about, was somewhat developed looking at other mission statements from other schools in DCPS, and also at the technology standards and guidelines in the documents that we'll see in this presentation, to increase the effectiveness of instruction and student learning through technology-driven models designed to challenge students with rigorous instruction, give students anytime access, collect meaningful data, and give immediate feedback, and provide a personalized learning experience for every student. Needs assessment. So initially, assessing my school would be done through inventories. I've created a technology request form at this link here. I have most of these open already, so here's what that would look like. It's a simple form, basically 2 per sheet. I print it out and give these to teachers, and then they would fill it out and leave it in a mailbox. And then I've also used the DCPS technology standards, which are in this document here. So they're right here. And then you click on this link and you can see basically what they consider is important for every school. And so I've used these to guide a lot of the stuff in this presentation and the plan. So the goals are to provide technology for every classroom and the library, giving a one-to-one technology opportunity for at least 60 minutes a week, and to ensure equity and the appropriate amount of technology for each classroom to deliver instruction according to the DCPS standards. And here is a list, an equipment list that I've created, which gives an idea of what should be in every single classroom and the library. And here at the bottom, we see some of these are noted just for preschool. Some of these are noted for grades 1 through 5. So that gives you an idea of what we're planning for. So with our funding plan, DCPS IT department purchases student laptops and the carts that we will use for testing. So our local budget is not concerned with student laptops, but these laptops can only be used by students, and they are also serviced by central office, so we don't have that expense to deal with either. So this is a very low, I'm going to say a low ball budget, in that it's basically the minimum. And I see this growing, but I think it's a good starting point. And this budget is asking for no less than $30,000 for a fiscal year. And this would be over a 5-year plan, with a minimum of $20,000 to acquire new devices and replace broken and lost devices, and a minimum of $5,000 for software licenses, and $5,000 for parts and repairs. So, and then I have noted that classroom teachers are expected to use other allotments to buy printers, ink, headphones, and other stuff. So that is not part of our budget. Acquisitions. Now this would be the $20,000 budget here. So this would be a 1-year cost. And what we're looking at is buying all of the things that I've listed, and these are the ones that are needed. So over 5 years, buying one smartboard each year would get us to that goal of having a smartboard in every classroom for grades K through 5. And then buying projectors, which is another need. We're currently real low on these, and these are very useful for everybody. Desktop CPUs, and these are, I want to also point out, these are models that are approved in the DCPS guidelines, and they are models that we currently already have at our school. So this makes it easier for our school to buy parts and other things that we need to do for upkeep. So moving on to our access policy. This is where things get a little funny in DCPS. There are filters, and they are compliant with E-rate. They're provided by this company, iBoss Cybersecurity. You can click there. And they do go beyond the recommendations set by ALA, quite a bit, in fact. And trying not to be too political about this, I have stated that they go beyond ALA. These are filters set by central office and supported by the library program. So it is not a fight worth fighting in a technology plan, but I do state how teachers can bypass the filtering, and I explain how students and teachers log into the domains, which help the central office determine who's using a computer, but also help staff to bypass filters. And I've given DCPS resource links for both of those things, and these are all included in the technology plan too. And I've also outlined the staff and student technology use agreements, which I think are very important. When things get broken or go missing, it's really good to have these types of policies and documents signed in a folder. So if you need them to defend a case of something lost or stolen, then you will have a signed agreement to go from. Okay, next, staff training. So most of the stuff for staff is already provided within Canvas. Now it's hard to find. So I've used my technology plan to link to those resources. And there's some wonderful stuff, especially in this educational technology library portfolio. Gives lots of good information. It's a long document by some standards. It describes blended learning. It lists a number of tools, and then it gives a little 1-by-1 page for each of these types of tools. So this is a great document for teachers who need to learn more about some of the blended learning. And these pages in Canvas, again, Canvas is more of a knowledge base. So it's not documents per se, but it's a whole bunch of links. Again, gives more information, and Atomic Learning is a big place for teachers to find professional development. So, and then again, here are some links to explain how to log into stuff, which teachers may also find helpful. So a lot of this stuff is there. It doesn't need to be in my technology plan. Additional supports, I have stated in the plan that these could be done on a as needed basis in morning meeting collaboratives. And then also the librarian and technology coordinators would regularly evaluate resources and provide messaging through email, staff missives, newsletters, and at staff meetings. So finally, I'm going to talk about progress evaluation, and this is where students and staff can give feedback. So I've created 2 surveys. Here's a staff survey at SurveyMonkey. And it's just a simple form-based survey, and it asks 10 questions. Question 1's a little long, but it's basically agreement statements, and then we have some fill in the blanks and some rating of some of the different blended learning tools we have. And then finally, the student survey is a Kahoot, which if those of you who don't know about Kahoot is a lot more kid-friendly. So basically, this would be the survey. Students just join by typing in this game pin here with a phone or a small device, and then they get to go, and it's set up like a game show, really. So feel free to, those 2 links should work for anybody. So feel free to try to link on those things, and you will be able to see how the surveys work. Here's my references, most of them DC Public School references, but the standards and other things. And I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.